Hello, everyone. I'm Marty Chinesky, and along with my good friend Ken Montre, we are your host of the local sports wrap-up here on Wyandotte Cable Channel 15. Today is August 26th, 2020. Ken, how was your week, sir?
Well, it was a tough week.
Tough week?
Yeah, it was a tough week. It's tough getting around doing this. In fact, I think this is going to be my last show.
Oh, don't say that. Now I have to put it up there as your last. It's not your last show. No.
I'm having a lot of issues.
Don't drop that bomb on me after we just talked for 40 minutes before the show
I
started.
just wanted to see your face.
Yeah, you're funny.
This is really tough getting around.
Well, I understand that, but you still drove here, and you've got your buddies hauling you around, getting you in the go-kart.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Gotta love them.
Oh, absolutely.
So overall, I mean, I understand the progression. A lot of people don't, but you know, the first thing that's going to go is going to be the breathing, probably.
Yeah, I've had a couple of issues with swallowing. So, and once that goes,
then we got
either take it intravenously or you just go on your way.
Right. So we're not gonna we're worry about that stage when it comes.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so it's been a couple of issues, and I thought it'd be a lot easier doing this way. I'm starting to lose my voice too. That's never a good thing, especially if you like to yell around the house.
Honey?
Yeah. What's for dinner?
We'll get you a microphone, and you can just go from there.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's say from last week, from this week, you wasn't.
I hit a slid. I hit a skid and I slid.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a big drop.
Well, I would imagine at this time, every drop is a big drop.
Sometimes you don't recognize them until you use it for something. So when you're so used to not doing a whole lot, when you go to do something, you go, well, I can't do that either. But you'd forgotten about doing it for 2 weeks or whatever it might be.
Right, okay.
Because your mobility isn't there. And then you go and do something, you go, like now, and it's just like, well, I can get this piece of paper because I slid it, but to just grab a piece of paper off of the table
could be difficult.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything goes in progression, and it's going on its way, but...
Don't drop that bomb on me at the show. You're a funny guy.
I thought you'd find some humor.
So other than that, you're okay. You feel all right?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like going at least another... time is it? Hour?
Got an hour in you with a half-hour show, so you're doing all right.
But other than that, I'm hanging in there. But how about you? How's everything with you?
You know.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's...
everyone should understand now. Everyone should understand where you're at. I try not to be... How am I doing? Well, you know, besides, you know, I ache all over. I got the sniffles. I'm sweating at night.
Why? You're getting older?
It's allergies, you know.
Oh, allergies?
It's allergies. Isn't that what everyone says now? That's sneezing all over the place?
Check your temperature before you got in here.
It was like 102.
You know.
I think that's good, 102. They said, you're all right.
You got to be a Republican.
Hey, now. That political thing's another show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's another show. Yeah, wear your mask, people. But anyway, no, really, if you don't feel well,
been thoroughly tested.
Go get a test.
Yeah.
It takes a couple days to get the results.
Unless you get to the hospital before then, and your results will be coming in quicker.
A lot of interesting stuff going on. Well, nothing is going on. Everything is going on.
Well,
our producer talked to Tom DeSena.
Yeah.
About sports in general at Wyandotte High.
Okay.
Most of the sports were practicing. Football, they put a kibosh on that.
Yeah.
They had about 30 people try out for soccer.
30?
Yeah.
That's how many does it take to play soccer?
11.
11. Oh, that's great. Great.
You can only run so long before you need a break, generally speaking.
Well, so there's 11 on the field, so you need about 19.
I would think.
Yeah. Cool.
And 90 kids were at football practice. 90 is a good number for this school.
For football? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, I don't know if that's 90 kids and then you're going to split them up into JV and varsity.
Oh.
And
Oh,
well, they don't do ninth
that's
grade
still
football.
that's still a good amount of kids.
Good amount of kids. 10 golfers on the girls' golf team.
No kidding.
I like that.
Wow.
Hey,
I,
the golf coach needs to get a hold of me, or I got to get a hold of you. I can make your girls a better team.
Marty, now I hated that. We never had that when we were in high school.
Somebody that wanted to make you better?
Oh no, I had a few of those. In fact, the teacher that smacked me said, "This is going to help you." But anyway, yeah, but we never had golf.
No, there was a golf team. There was a golf
Lincoln
team
Park?
at Lincoln Park High, yes.
Wow.
And I should have joined it. My dad told me
Wow,
to
I
join
never
it, and
knew
I never
that.
did. Phil Pay was the golf coach. the
Oh, that's
science
right,
teacher,
the little guy.
Science teacher.
Yep.
Because I went to adult classes there when I first got married so my wife could learn the game. And
Yep, that's right. I
Mr.
forgot.
Pay, every time he stood behind me, I striped one. And I said, man, every time you come by, I hit a good one, you know? How are you going to help me? And he said, well, if you want, you pay me. I'll follow you around when you're playing golf. And I'll stand behind you on every shot. That way you'll play better.
He says, you know what your income is at that age?
Yeah, well, I was already married.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I was married when I did that.
So you never considered playing golf on the golf team?
No, I was misguided as a youth. I don't want
Really?
to
Okay.
blame my parents at all, but I just
Oh, you
I was
can't do
told
that.
to work
Right.
if I wanted anything,
Right.
and
You
it
chose
just
bowling.
I chose bowling.
Right.
Yes,
No,
but
no,
I,
it's okay. You can't have it all, mister. I'm just letting you know.
I got a job at a bowling alley too. Imagine that.
Yep. We're at Riverview Rec.
So some of the sports they're
Thunderbolt.
practicing. Girls swimming is practicing outdoors, and obviously cross country is allowed to go on. I got an email
So-
from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, and they're really waiting. The representative council is waiting on Governor Whitmer to release. There's two
So-
regions. They're called regions. There's two regions that have a go, and they're in the UP. So down south here,
So does that mean that we could play them if you chose to go that far?
you could go to Traverse
an
City and
interesting
play.
point.
You could go to Traverse. I think Traverse City's area is one of them.
Wow. Well,
But
whole
you got
family
something there
trip.
about.
Oh, I'm going to read it right now here. It says about the sports, right? You
this
got
one.
boys tennis, you got girls golf. That's nothing to do. Girls golf, that is so cool as a sport. Cross country. All of them are low risk and will be played as scheduled this fall.
In fact, I
So-
think our Wyandotte girls are running at Champaign Park here shortly.
The Wyandotte girls.
Friday. Yeah, that would be the 28th at 9 a.m. So we run around at Allen Park there in Champaign Park. Probably run around the school, probably, yeah, because they'll lay out a track. What is it? Cross country track about 4 or 5 miles, something like that.
It's got to be. It's darn. I used to rope it off.
For the county?
No,
for
for
the
the high
schools?
school, Mr.
Oh.
Bernie.
Oh.
Mr. Bernie, because I needed to get past his class.
And they used to run around Lincoln Park High. There's a lot of room around there.
Right. It was a typing class, so it wasn't hard. But so anyway, yeah, he says, come on, help me out. So I ended up helping him. Really nice guy. Actually owned a state record when he ran in high school. Set a state record. But anyway, yeah, I thought it was around 11 miles, but I guess could be wrong.
That seems long.
It does.
We'll have to Google that. Just like the 8-man football, we'll keep you posted on how we're coming with that, the 8-man football.
Well, you want to hear some of the, what else is happening? We got land.
Well, no, what is that top one? Oh, that's the DNR stuff.
DNR.
No, I wanted to know the competitive parts of the season. You know, football, they now are allowing everybody to practice 16 times with unlimited amount of kids between now and October 31st, which is an interesting stat because me as a bowling coach, and even though none of the bowling alleys are open, I cannot practice in the off season of my sport with more than 4 kids at a time. Okay, now I don't understand if that means 4 can bowl on that lane and on the other side of the house 4 can bowl, and
Is there
I
a
can
certain
go.
distance? Same
and then
house?
I could be walking back and forth.
I would say not the same house if it was me, only because I
agree.
understand it.
I agree. So I could do 4 kids on a time. Well, football and all the other sports are in the same rule, but they have waived that for 16 practices between now and October 31st. So they can get together, everybody, and practice football, but only 16 times, which would roughly be, I'm going to say, twice a week.
Yeah.
You know, but does that mean weight room too? You can't even get inside and congregate. There's nothing going on inside. The girls are swimming in the outdoor pool at Trenton. Golf is outside. The
When they have
basketball
outdoor
team's
weights?
practicing at the grade school down the street. I see them out there all the time,
Right.
practicing outdoors. So there's nothing you can do in the buildings yet. So you get 16 practices. Same with the other fall sports, volleyball and all that, until they're good to go.
Right.
Which is an interesting rule and concept.
The 16?
Yeah. And which is more than 4 players. Now the 4-player rule continues for winter sports, but again, all the winter sports are indoors. You can't even, again, let's talk bowling. You can't even get to a bowling alley to practice.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I don't know what that's doing to my girls, but again, I'm not even sure we're going to have a season.
Well, I guess it would depend upon your dedication, because kids do, or parents do, crazy things for their kids. Send them to camps, send them out of state for tournaments. Hello, in Ohio, they can go and bowl in a bowling alley. The only thing, my understanding, and I don't know, only through someone else do I know, is that when you're in a bowling alley, if you're sitting down at a table, let's say you're having a Coca-Cola, and you're waiting to bowl, then when you get up, you can put on your mask and go bowl. But I guess you can't go walking around with it.
Interesting. And then you know what? Now that you think about it, anybody
You
that's
can take
anybody
your kid there.
anybody that's into bowling, anybody that is really passionate about it, they're taking that 40-minute drive south. Okay, they're getting to that Ohio border.
That would be my whole point. If
bowling
Dad,
alley right
Dad,
across
I
the
wanna go
border.
bowl, man.
There's one right across the border that I
That's
know of,
correct.
and you could get there and practice all you wanted.
We used to bowl tournaments down over there.
Oh yeah, you got to
Several.
you got to figure the Monroe kids are doing that.
Yep. Why wouldn't they? If I was their coach, hey, I can meet 4 of you, right? I'll meet you at whatever bowling alley it is that I'm frequent down there.
And do you think, one thing I found interesting is that if a football player can only play one season a year, one football season. So if this kid goes down, let's say to Ohio or up to the UP and plays in the fall for, well, I guess all of ours are canceled. So if he goes to Ohio and plays in the fall, then transfers back to this school, he couldn't play in the spring. Because you get one season, you know what I'm saying? Even though our football is supposed to kick off February-ish, I find that how that's going to work a little weird. But because in February, our season is just getting good.
Correct.
The bowling season, the basketball season, the hockey season, all that stuff is just getting into the peak of playoff time, and you're going to stop that and play football? Kids have decisions to make.
And if they don't stop that, that'll be the second year those people get ripped out of playing in those spring fall sports.
The spring
Yeah,
ones.
I mean the spring sports. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
That's the second year that they would get ripped off. That's really, how can you do that to them? It's just, it's tough.
You know what? And kids are going to have decisions. Parents are going to have decisions. It's really, we can't predict the future. We don't know. I know one thing, coronavirus is, even though they're not reporting it, it isn't going away. It's not going away.
No, it's not.
And
But could you imagine back in the late 1800s, going somewhere and running into problems? You run into a ton of problems. These are definitely problems that we have, but we can work through it. They take it like it's the end of the world. Oh my gosh. Watch a 1939 movie where they're playing stickball in the street, and it's really like an alley between 2 apartments that are hanging their laundry out there, and they're playing stickball with real piece of wood and just a round ball, and 18 kids are running everywhere. So they made adjustments in their life just like we will.
We did too. I mean, we definitely took advantage of every opportunity we had to play games anywhere we could.
Right,
I couldn't
we
tell
did.
you how many times we played 2-on-2 baseball.
Made up your own game.
2-on-2 baseball. You know, you had to hit
Right
it to
field
left
is
field.
out or
Right,
whatever.
right field is out. Center
Right.
field is out.
Right,
You know?
exactly. You don't hit it that way, you're out.
There was a pole somewhere out in the field. If you were right of that, you were out. If you were left of that, it was good.
Correct, correct, correct.
And-
You will make adjustments.
And so we got out and played. But again, we didn't have Facebook and the internet and all them good things to
No,
occupy our time.
no.
And stop getting your facts from Facebook, okay, everyone? You'd be doing yourself a favor.
Research.
Oh, okay. So, well, they can get this info on Facebook.
Yeah, so how about the Michigan DNR?
I heard a
Did you hear
great
about that?
fact. They're selling land.
They're selling land.
All you hunters and fishers and then people that just want property up north, Ken's got something to tell you.
Absolutely. 200 parcels are going to be sold at an auction. So that I kind of like because you start out a certain amount of money. You don't really know the area, or maybe you do. But you're going to buy this property, and it's your time to get some lakefront property. Just
Well-
that extra 70,000 you got laying around the house, now's the time to spend it.
I have a feeling you can get it for less. I'm not sure. There are different size lots, obviously, and there's a website where you can find all this out. But really, if you go to the DNR website, it'll help you. But the DNR takes care of 4.6 million acres of public land. Wow. That's not bad. State
No,
parks,
that's pretty
trails,
good.
forests, hunting lands, and outdoor recreation resources. Some owned by Michigan residents.
Well, I don't know. Are there residents up here? I think they are.
And then the, what do I want to say? Sales of surplus lands that no longer fit the department's strategy are just one of the reasons they're going to dump. So you have to do your research on what they
Right.
have for sale.
Right.
But it's mostly northern. There's nothing down here.
Well, I don't know. They got central, northern, and lower Michigan, and in the upper peninsula, right? All those counties include Allegan, Antrim, Bay, Crawford, Gladwin, Gogabec. When's the last time you've been to Gogabec?
I don't even know where Gogabec is.
I couldn't tell you. Right.
Schoolcraft County? I'm not sure I know where that is.
Well, I'll tell you what. Those are really off the out of the way secret lake properties.
I know where Lapeer is.
You got
So-
Houghton Lake, you got Lapeer, you got Misaki, Newaygo, Ascota. Ascota's really nice.
Yeah.
Otsego, Schoolcraft, and Shiawassee. And then several of the largest parcels, though, will be up in, or will be in Allegan, Antrim, Newaygo, Ascota, and Otsego counties.
I heard you can get from a half acre to 40 acres,
Wow.
which is a lot of land.
That's a lot. 40
Now,
acres,
it's
10
probably
acres is a lot.
totally undeveloped, but who knows? You might get a back alleyway that's just part of a park that they don't want to take care of anymore. And you might be on a stream. If you're on a stream, you know,
Right.
like our buddy Ernie's place. Ernie's got a great place up north. It's right on a stream, and, you know, he's nearby the golf courses. There will be 10 online auctions, and they'll be between September 8th and October 5th. Interested bidders may pre-register and get more information about the online auction schedule at taxsale.info. Okay? If you want property, if that's your gig, if you're a hunter or a fisher, or you just want to own something and you're young enough to afford it, you must register, though, by the auction date. And all these counties are going. The first one starts like September 8th, and the last one's October 5th. Go on the DNR website and figure it out. They have minimum bids to start, but hey, you might steal a property of land for $3,000. I don't know. I don't know anything about land.
All I can tell you is that we're giving you plenty of time to heads up. Get out there and get your credit cards max. You're going to need the cash to get this property.
You don't know. And then you also will be
Oh,
able
I'll
to,
bet.
what they also with the website is showing you where the property is. Then I would imagine if you wanted some real research, you'd have to drive out there and figure out what exactly you're getting. Is
Right.
right underneath that electrical pole, then I might not want that one.
Right.
But if it's right on a stream,
Correct.
I might want that one.
Correct.
So that's not my gig. I like to travel, and what I've learned about people that own property, or they feel the need to always have to go there, because you have to maintain it, you have to cut the grass, you have to, so your copious spare weekends are up at your cottage, or up
True.
at your place up north, which is okay if that's what you like. I'm the kind of guy that would rather go here and go there, go here and go there, and fly
Right.
there for a
I
weekend.
kind of like land because the people down with that oceanfront property in Louisiana aren't really happy right now, and they haven't been happy for several years. So,
Centuries.
well, I'm just saying, Midland. I mean, you get things happen in life, and you don't know. All of a sudden, the lakes were eroding all those people's properties, houses going in. I could have been behind that guy's house that fell in and said, "Honey, I always told you I'd get you a lakefront property."
Oh, what's happening out? I went to
Things
visit my
change.
sister's place in Holland, and it's happening out there. Lake Michigan is just tearing up the shore, and they used to have 40 feet of beach, and now they have 10.
Right.
The water levels are going up, and
Up.
they're beating on all their little walkways. It's 3 stories of stairs, to get to the beach. You got to walk down, and massive wood constructions. These things are great, but you get to the very bottom and it's been washed away, and they got this temporary little thing to get you down there. It's wild. It was the first time I had saw it. I hadn't been out there in years, and it was the first time I saw the erosion.
Wow, it's that bad.
It's wild.
I know at the county they would have some rivers that would they would take, and where it goes around the bend and digs into the dirt, they would dig that out, reinforce that.
Yeah, they scoop it out and dump it, right? They
Right.
to make the creek deeper
Well,
or
and
whatever, make it
takes-
deeper so it holds more water.
Right, and it'll
Yeah.
take a certain point so where it's not so hard beating on that area. So they move the pressure point maybe a little farther down, so it's not so pressurized.
Interesting.
But they do dig it out and re-put it back in.
You had a nice gig with that in the county there. That was a nice
Yeah, it was
gig.
a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. My whole life was a lot of fun.
That's right. We're doing all right.
Yep.
We're still here. So, pro teams. Been watching any hockey? You've been watching?
Oh,
any?
the Lions took off practice to make a statement.
It's a fine statement
Not to get
too.
political, but
Yeah,
they just
we
did
don't
it
need to
make a
get
statement.
political. Somebody getting shot shouldn't be a political issue. I mean, if you want to talk non-politics, somebody gets shot, it shouldn't be about politics.
No.
End of story. This is a
agree
human
100%.
being. Now, what happened on that thing, we'll find out.
Oh yeah.
But they took the day off and now basketball too. They took today off. They're not playing. They're going to solidarity.
What do you think about the positive, negative texts that they're giving out to the athletes in football? They test them the next day, they didn't have it. That day they had it.
Yeah, I'm not so
Was it
sure
Clinic in
about.
New Jersey.
I've said this since day one. I'm not a big fan of how the
accuracy of the
testing.
test?
Right. They waited weeks to get it
Right.
going when the World Health Organization had them. They waited weeks, and then all of a sudden now you're getting false positives and false negatives, and I don't know.
It complicates things because
You could be a conspiracy theorist and go off on a tangent because it's there.
oh, there's a lot of weird things that go on. So everything that's weird that goes on is conspiracy. But I'm not saying it. We have a president that throws it out there. Everything's a conspiracy against him. The FDA is.
That's
just-
another show, the political
Oh,
show.
I know, but
I'd rather
I'm
talk
just
about
making
you
a point.
quitting.
I'm just making a point.
Rather talk
That-
about you quitting
The
than.
conspiracy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
So the Tigers won a good
I got a
game
lot
yesterday.
of stress on.
I understand. I
Teresa.
can't imagine.
And
know,
it's not
nobody
her
can
at all,
imagine what
it's
you're
me,
going. Yeah.
because I feel just tough, just walking to the chair and getting back and forth to the bed. Traumatized.
But
Psychologically, I have to get ready to get up.
oh yeah.
So that's kind of tough.
But you're still doing it. You're still able to use your arms. That point will
Correct.
come. We know.
Not my legs too much.
But let's just let that point come when it comes and battle to next week and go from there. It's easy for me to say because don't laugh at me.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
easy.
see. No, I get it, but yeah, I don't know.
I hear you.
I don't know. 'Cause,
I hear you. The
cutting
so-
back on the shaving. Oh, there's our local sports wrap up.
we
Gmail.com.
yeah, we gotta be careful because they'll cut us right off. Local sports wrap up gmail.com. Last week was pretty dead. Not a lot of emails. I'd love to hear from everybody and give us your political opinions.
Come on, Cookie.
Well, Ma can't see the show.
Oh,
I can't get her a copy. She's in Riverview.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Oh, she used to watch us.
I know, and we got to
Our
get.
number one
I
fan,
can't even
too.
get her the chip, you know, or a laptop or anything to play with right now. It's
No.
crazy.
Wow.
But as we wrap up, we have a couple minutes. Sports teams, I don't see why they can't put 10,000 people at Comerica. You know, you pack an airplane. You know, the airplane lobby's a lot stronger than the Major League Baseball
Oh,
lobby,
yeah.
though.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Airplane.
And if you haven't learned, the country's
Lobbyists.
run by lobbyists. If you're just tuning in.
Oh, that brought me up. Made a great point I was going to bring up earlier, and I forgot. They're talking about all the airlines are going to be laying off all this amount of people and this and that, which they're going to be rehiring when things get back. So they're going to do all this. What about your county workers, your city workers, your state workers? They don't have the fundings now because somebody won't let them get it. So they're going to hold it back. They used it for COVID. They're going to be hurting. How are they going to pay their employees? They can't. So now what happens when that? You have no guarantees on that pension of yours, because when a city can't do it, they can't do it to you. But anyway, I don't want to get into all that. But
You lived it.
but the point being that you work for the city, state, county, you work for the government, and if they cut back, it's where's the funding coming in? Because they're going to workers' taxes.
I just heard that our national debt has exceeded our national, what's the GDP?
Oh, gross product.
First time ever in the history of the world. Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
Say that again. What?
I think our national debt has exceeded what
Gross
we
domestic
make.
product.
What we make as a country.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's
little
like
factoid
checks
there.
have bounced.
No, not yet. It's
Oh,
all
I
it's
think
all
that's
just
like
a
checks.
numbers game anyway.
Oh yeah.
So-
Numbers aren't on our side, but
Don't
yeah.
you ever talk to me for 30 minutes and then drop that bomb on me that you just
Say
dropped
what?
on me, because you could have said that at any
Say
time.
what?
You just wanted to see my face.
I did. I
Um,
did. I
Let's
did.
start to rock the boat.
I
See, we're
did.
rocking the boat again. I'm Marty
I
Chinesky,
did.
and
That
along
was
with my
funny.
really good friend Ken Montre, we are your hosts of the local sports
Yeah.
wrap up here on Channel 15. Today is Wednesday, August 26th,
Yeah, get that TV.
and you can
backwards.
see us next week. We will do this again if I have to drag him out of his house and throw him in my
Oh
truck.
yeah. Look for
So-
sticks under my arms.
Yeah, I'll be carrying him out.
Yep.
So I'm
sticks.
Marty Chinesky along with Ken
Back.
Montre. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next
I look
week.
like Weekend at Marty's.